Samantha had been rehearsing her words for days, but as she stared at herself in the bathroom mirror, none of the practiced lines felt right. She was trembling slightly, her heart pounding so loudly she was sure the entire school could hear it. "You can do this," she whispered to herself, trying to muster the courage buried deep within her chest. Today was the day she would finally tell Jake how she felt. Ever since they had become lab partners in chemistry class, Samantha had fallen head over heels for him. Jake was kind, intelligent, and funny. Everything she had ever wanted in a crush. She just hadn't accounted for the nerves that would accompany the actual confession. As the bell rang, signaling the end of lunch break, Samantha walked towards the courtyard where she knew Jake often spent his free time. She spotted him sitting under a large oak tree with his sketchbook in hand, doodling as usual. The closer she got, the more her palms sweat and her stomach twisted in knots. Each step felt like a leap into an abyss. "Hey Jake," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. He looked up, his hazel eyes meeting hers with a warm smile that made her heart skip a beat. "Hey Sam, what's up?" he replied, motioning for her to sit beside him. She sat down, trying to steady her shaky hands. She had to do this, now or never. I need to tell you something," she started, her voice quivering. Jake closed his sketchbook and turned his full attention to her, sensing the seriousness in her tone. "Sure, what is it?" he asked, leaning in a bit closer. Samantha took a deep breath, feeling like she was about to leap off a cliff. I really like you, Jake. Like a lot," she blurted out before she could lose her nerve. There was a moment of stunned silence, and Samantha felt her cheeks flush with embarrassment. Jake's eyes widened slightly, and he opened and closed his mouth as if searching for the right words. "Sam, he began, but before he could finish, a loud burst of laughter erupted from behind them. Samantha whipped her head around to see a group of their classmates. They had overheard her confession. Their mocking laughter and teasing comments echoed in her ears, and she felt tears welling up in her eyes. She had never felt more vulnerable in her life. She stood up abruptly, ready to bolt from the humiliating scene. Jake reached out and gently grabbed her wrist, pulling her back down beside him. "Ignore them," he whispered, his eyes full of sincerity. "I like you too, Sam. I was just surprised is all." Samantha's eyes widened in disbelief as she processed what he had just said. "Really?" she asked, hope tinged with disbelief coloring her voice. "Really," he confirmed, his smile reassuring and genuine. The laughter faded into the background as Jake leaned in and whispered, "Let's get out of here." Hand in hand, they walked away from the courtyard, leaving behind the jeers and mockery. Samantha's heart was still racing, but this time it was with an exhilarating sense of relief and joy. The unexpected confession had turned into an unforgettable moment of connection and young love.